think the whole world is also in shock at the spectacle of our institutions. Everyone is stunned by the spectacle this presents, which makes no coherent political sense.
President Emmanuel Macron is facing the loudest backlash of his presidency. After his fifth prime minister in just 2 years, Sébastien Lecornu quit within hours of announcing his cabinet. The political elite calls it a collapse. The public calls it a disaster.
I think we're in a catastrophic political situation, the likes of which we've never seen since the beginning of the Fifth Republic, which I was born into. And I don't see what the solution could be, other than another dissolution. But I think we've hit rock bottom. When you have a prime minister who lasts 3 weeks, who resigns the day after his government is appointed, without even holding a cabinet meeting, I don't even know what to think. It's completely inconsistent and a total disaster.
As anger boils on the streets, Macron's political opponents gather in Paris. Members of the new Popular Front Alliance, from the ecologists to La France Insoumise, have agreed to push for his dismissal. They accuse him of clinging to power while France burns.
Emmanuel Macron is responsible for the chaos we find ourselves in, which is political, democratic, but also social and environmental chaos. And so the situation is extremely serious. That is why today, there was a meeting that is not a suitable framework for us, because the socialists and communists are missing today. For our part, my comrades in Le Pré and I are calling for all the forces that brought together 9 million votes a year ago to come together to face all the challenges that are sure to come, because the situation is unstable.
The criticism is now coming from all directions. Opposition leaders, left-wing allies, and even ordinary voters who once backed him. Many accuse Macron of ignoring voters, appointing loyalists, and treating the presidency like a personal fiefdom.
On 3 occasions, he, Macron, appointed a prime minister from his own camp with the argument of stability. He could not appoint the camp that had won the election because he assured, looking them in the eye, to the political party, but also to the population, that this political force could not last, and that he had ideas that would guarantee the stability of the state's action, the stability of our institutions. 3 attempts at obstruction and 3 fiascos.
In the National Assembly, France's left has filed a motion of dismissal, a direct attempt to force Macron out. It's a historic push, backed by 104 parliamentarians, almost double from last year. The message: Macron is now the problem.
I would remind you that a year ago, only 72 of us signed this motion of no confidence. This proves that awareness is growing, that Emmanuel Macron is the problem. Well, when only 72 members of parliament supported it, it was Marine Le Pen who prevented this motion of no confidence from being discussed and voted on in the National Assembly. So, obviously, we need to put maximum pressure on all the political forces present in the Bureau, who must decide tomorrow whether we can democratically decide on the need for the President of the Republic to step down.
On the streets, the frustration mirrors Parliament's fury. Citizens call the situation embarrassing, immature, and paralyzed. For many, Macron's France no longer functions.
I'm very angry. It's senseless, immature, lamentable. The Republicans are doing a very bad job. They're fighting amongst themselves. It's because of them that we had Ms. Bourne's 49.3, because they didn't vote for it properly, the pension reform. And now everything is being called into question. We're stuck. We want to move forward. It's really bogged down. We're bogged down. I think we have an image of being incomprehensible. Europeans think we have no sense of compromise. We don't know how to work together, even though we have all the means to do so. Our children work very hard and are very successful. The economy should be doing very well, but it's bogged down by inconsistent politicians.
Opposition leaders warn that Macron's political paralysis could open the door to the far right, to Marine Le Pen or her protégé Jordan Bardella. They say the left must unite fast to prevent that outcome.
Secondly, to demand that he engage in genuine cohabitation, which means that if he does not relinquish power, he must leave. And in the event that he dissolves the National Assembly, we must once again be able to unite to build a majority for this country, so as not to abandon power to Mr. Bardella and Ms. Le Pen, and to be able to quickly develop public policies that protect the French people.
This isn't a joke? Well, I'm not that surprised. From the moment there was sabotage even from people in his own government, and from the moment they came up against a country where there are really too many idiots among the politicians, and it was very difficult for him to succeed in his task, I regret it very much. He was a good guy, and I think our country deserves better than political parties fighting each other and getting us absolutely nowhere. I especially blame the socialists for their stupidity.
The anger has spilled into every social layer, from Paris parks to small-town cafes. Many say France has become a spectacle of dysfunction. Debt is rising, reforms are frozen, and confidence in leadership has evaporated.
I think France is increasingly seen in a negative light, not only because of its catastrophic debt, which will have to be repaid, but also because of its political procrastination, where we mainly see party quarrels and where the National Assembly has been completely blocked for several months. Today, given the overall situation, the debt and the inconsistency of governments, I believe that Mr. Macron is primarily responsible for this situation, and that today, in the interest of the country, he should resign. It's not very serious, you know, after a while. I work in a sector where we're on our third or fourth minister in a year. Well, there you go. He was going to be reappointed, but in the end, no. So there you go.
Even Macron's supporters are running out of patience. From the left to the right, the message is the same. The French presidency has lost its authority.
You're telling me he just resigned? Well, I'm surprised. We're already, excuse me, I'm going to be blunt. We're in deep but now we're going to be even deeper.
From the corridors of power to the streets of Paris, Macron's presidency is under siege. The opposition wants him dismissed, the people want him gone, and Europe is watching a republic teeter on the edge of implosion.